Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, Minister Grisha Heyliger-Marten, now in her capacity as Acting Minister for the Ministry of Justice. Minister, I give you the floor to immediately now address the questions posed for the Minister of Justice. Minister Heyliger-Marten, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady. I'll first start with the question posed by MP Otley, and his question was that what measures are being implemented to protect stores on Front Street and the Mahu area as the Christmas season approaches. The ministry has enhanced visibility throughout the island through island-wide controls, including traffic and multidisciplinary patrols, supported by bike patrols in key areas and unmarked surveillance cars or surveillance. The ministry is also in the process of developing a strategic plan for the 2025 high season. Are there sufficient plans and allocated budgets for the police overtime to ensure safety? Yes, through you, Madam Chair Lady, there is sufficient budget to cover these costs. I move over to questions by MP Brugge. With the increased crimes, MPs noted that the law enforcement officers are doing their best despite limited resources, but expressed concerns about losing the war on crime. The response from the ministry: with the limited capacity that the ministry have, they are still fighting crime and booking successes. And they're building on an intelligence capacity and knowledge together with their partners within the justice chain. And they are also collaborating with international partners such as the French, Anguilla, and St. Kitts. MP Brugge, the next question: what is the current staffing status across departments within the Justice Ministry, and are all positions filled? Staff Bureau, 12, not all positions are filled. Judicial Affairs, 9, not all positions are filled. IBPS, 111, not all positions are filled. Customs, 42, not all positions are filled. KPSM, 195, not all positions are filled. LR, 15, not all positions are filled. FIU and MOT, 8 employees at the moment, but not all positions are filled. COG, which is 13, again, not all positions are filled. And Have Bay, 100, but not all positions are filled. Next question posed by MP Roseburg. Rising crime: we have a crime fund, but without a policy in effect. Draft policy plan was to be reviewed, and that it was the intention to draft the policy plan. What is really going on, and how is it possible? MP suggests a roundtable meeting to come up with a concrete action plan to tackle this matter, and not only vehicles, but also social and economic issues. The MP said that she needs to address the poverty, and that we need to address the poverty and then address the crime so that we can address it via the crime fund. The matter will be monitored as a coalition member to ensure that the criminal fund is utilized to tackle crime, and making sure that the community can also benefit from the changes and opportunities. The answer posed to the question is that the ministry supports the proposed roundtable meeting to address law enforcement and needs a social economic factor linked to the crime as a valuable opportunity. MP Roseburg also pointed out the lack of the effective policy for the crime fund, noting that a draft policy plan was expected. Ministry responded by saying that this has been submitted in writing to the Secretariat of Parliament. For efficiency purposes, it will be forwarded again to the Secretary General. Then I move over to questions posed by MP Duran. Keeping firearms for uniformed officers after having served for about 5 years. Is the Justice looking into this? MP applauds this, but is missing the substance on how to tackle this for it to come to fruition. The process requires them to look into it, look within their weapon policy and ensure that the uniformed officers can have their weapons and the legal basis to support this policy. On this matter, this ministry is busy seeking advice from the relevant stakeholders, and the Minister of Justice has indicated that this is something he supports. With that, Madam Chair, Lady, I have come to the end to the questions posed in round 1, and I await any clarifications.
Thank you, Minister Grisha Heyliger-Marten, for those answers regarding, or answers to questions regarding the Ministry of Justice. Members of Parliament, of course, you once again have the opportunity, if you need anything clarified by the Minister regarding justice matters, this is your opportunity. I don't see the need for anyone needing something to be clarified. So I think, Minister, and it seems to be that we have reached to the end of your first set of answers. So in the first round for the Ministry of Justice. Minister, I want to thank you and your support staff for being here for this part of the meeting. So we have just finalized the first round of answers from the Minister of TIAT and the Minister of Justice. And again, following now a brief adjournment. Now, yes, I can do 2 minutes as I see the next ministry up, which would be actually the Minister of General Affairs. So I will adjourn to make sure, I will adjourn for 3 minutes to make sure that the next minister and ministry is ready to assume the position as answering to the question. So I'll adjourn for 3 minutes. Meeting adjourned.